Hi, I'm Kara from KSA Personal Training. Today I'm going to show you 4 ways to ease back pain during pregnancy. We'll go over foam rolling, hip circles and pelvic tilts on a stability ball, glute bridge variations, and supported squats and hip hinges. Let's start off with foam rolling. We'll position the foam roller just above the Achilles heel so that we can roll our calves. Using our arms to support the body, we'll come up and perform small rolls and turn our legs, our feet, so that we can roll both the outsides and the insides of the legs. After you've rolled your calves from that ankle to knee point, we'll come up into the hamstrings. Again, taking our time to roll the outsides and insides of the legs, relieving any kind of tension. To get into the glutes, we'll sit on the foam roller. In early stages of pregnancy, you can cross one foot onto the opposite knee and lean into that crossed over leg to relieve tension in the glute. As your pregnancy progresses, you'll probably feel more comfortable keeping both feet planted on the ground, and you can just lean to one side of the glute or the other. For the last movement, I want us to find that flat part of the low back, the sacrum, and again, supporting our body with our hands, just rocking side to side, performing small movements, again, relieving tension in that low back. After you've spent a few minutes foam rolling, glute bridges are our next option. Coming onto our back, we're going to exhale first to create some tension in the abdominals, and contracting the glutes, we're going to lift the hips off the ground. Feet stay planted. You want to make sure here that you only lift as high as your glutes can allow. No hyperextension through the low back. One of my favorite variations is the single leg bridge. So we'll just lift one leg off the ground above the body, and again, contract through the glutes, keeping the hips squared off to lift the hips up off the ground. You find that you won't get as high in this variation, and that's okay. The last one is the glute bridge march that I want to share with you today. Again, contract up, hold this position, and very slowly I'm going to shift my weight to my left foot and lift my right leg off the ground. Then shifting my weight into the right and lifting the left to move into a march. Don't rush this movement. Take time to contract through that supporting leg. Our next exercise is on the ball. So sitting on a stability ball, we're going to start off, hands on the hips, roll the shoulders back. We're going to do some pelvic tilts. So rocking the pelvis into a posterior tilt and an anterior tilt, noticing how the low back flattens and then gets a slight arch. Exhale as you perform the movement, and we'll move about 10 times in each direction. Then we're going to find our neutral position and just draw circles on the ball with the hips. Make sure you're using your hips, not your obliques. The torso stays nice and steady as we move 5 times in one direction and 5 times in the other. And this feels really nice on the hips and the back. Our last one is to use a suspension trainer to do squats and hip hinges. So let's start off with squats. Hold on to a suspension trainer and stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. From here, I want you to pull down into your squat, spreading the floor at the feet. At your bottom position, hold, keeping your glutes and your hamstrings engaged, keeping your abdominals engaged, and then push the floor away from you. Again, pulling down into the ground in that squat, holding for about 5 seconds, and then pushing the floor away to stand up. Perform about 5 to 10 of those squats, and then let's go into the hip hinge. Holding onto the trainer with the arms straight, I'm going to have a soft bend in my knees and my feet right underneath my hips. pulling back through the hamstrings as I bend through the hips, and then pulling my hips forward, contracting through my hamstrings and glutes again. Again, pulling back through the hamstrings, coming into a flat back position, and pulling those hips through to come back up to standing. One more time, back through the hamstrings, into flat back, and contracting through those glutes, bringing the hips all the way through. So those are a few ways that I find help to relieve some tension in the back during pregnancy. Give them a try, let me know how it feels.